I know at times life with me can be a roller coaster. It can be. Because I will do things that you just will not understand. And I mean just will not get. You won't get it because the rest of everybody else is not doing it. So why is he doing it? Yeah, that's what I call bandwagon philosophy. And sometimes it's right because it's an action of something that the people need to band together in order to get something done. I mean, I agree with that. But in some ways it's wrong. Let's take, for instance, last week there were two assholes of the month, one of which were in the Nerf community, named Ben Shrubner. That's right, last week he was asshole of the month. What's changed? Well, nothing, except I think that from what I've seen, he's on his best behavior, he's trying his best. Okay. What changed? Well, nothing changed. Nothing changed. It's just that, well, if I'm going to talk about somebody on the show, and I'm going to talk about them negatively, unless they get banned for another reason, let's say harassing me and being stupid, or always giving me this jive of, yeah, well, you know, we owe you money, but we'll send it to you, or, yeah, you know, sure, you know, we'll make it just like before, and, you know, you'll, yeah, you can come back and work, and yeah, you can do this, and yeah, you can do that, and you know what I mean, you know who I'm talking about, I'm sure you are, or somebody who just, no matter how many times you tell him, just says, it's physics, bro, it's law of physics, bro, a Nerf projectile can't possibly do 200 feet, well, you know who I'm talking about there, too. Okay, unless that happens. Unless somebody gets banned for good reason. I will let them come on my board and discuss. But I got a PM from Ben who said, but he wasn't able to get on the board. Well, I don't think that's exactly fair. If I'm going to talk about somebody on the show, I'm going to definitely let them speak their mind, either in the comments or on Facebook. But the one thing is, just because someone's asshole of the month doesn't mean I'm going to automatically blacklist you. I don't do that, okay? I don't do that. Remember the time that Damaged Darts had black blasters and they were asshole of the month one month? Right. I didn't blacklist them, even though they were making black blasters and publishing it, okay? It is because I didn't agree with it. That's not grounds for a ban. Ben Shrubner's done a lot of things. Yeah, he's threatened private property, threatened people, this and that, all this stuff, okay? He hasn't threatened me, though. And he's been on Nerf News from the Owl Ranch twice. And not only that, but he's never broken a rule on any of my boards. He's never actively done it. I mean, he does it in my boards. I have a rule in there that says don't carry one fight over to another. If I were to ban him just for that reason, that's breaking that rule. Don't bring a fight from one board over to another. That is breaking that rule. I can't do that. Ethically, I cannot do that. That is wrong. So what did I do? I let him on board. I told everybody that, you know, this is my decision. Hi, I'm going to let Ben Shrubner on board. I know many mods on here haven't let him on here. And good call, by the way. I mean, it was. Except he hasn't done anything. Trying to avoid drama, however. You know, good call while trying to avoid drama. However, I feel it's one-sided and unsportsmanlike if I don't. Please don't block him unless he gets out of hand. And I mean genuinely out of hand. Not just have an opinion or argue and have a point. He may even be mad at me. But we're all men here. So don't block him unless he severely breaks the rule. That's why he's on here. It wasn't to give him another chance. It wasn't because I'm taking his side. It was because I think that it's literary cowardly bullshit to do news, have an opinion, tell everybody your opinion. And I gotta be honest, the whole time, even though he was asshole of the week, asshole of the month twice, I felt bad for him. I always wanted to take him under my wing and help him as I would anybody. And it's just a bro kind of thing to do. Okay? But I'm on here, and a lot of people have been getting emails and messages and all this stuff. It's actually not even like him who's doing anything wrong. It's just the people really don't agree with me, but they don't know where I'm coming from. Okay? And I mean anybody I would argue with, unless you're previously banned, okay, for something else, I am not going to ban you from Death by Nerf Blaster, or Nerf News from Owl Ranch, or United States Nerf Wars, or a Nerf Sniper Community, or any of my boards. I have a lot of boards, okay? I'm not going to do that, because that is unsportsmanlike. And the other reason I did it was because I feel like he's just been treated unsportsmanlike. Maybe he was or wasn't when he went to that battle and all these people with super high power flywheels after 10 years of not being in the sport, he may have felt unsportsmanlike and maybe that triggered it. But the way that you deal with unsportsmanly conduct is to be sportsman yourself. And I felt that it was a violation to do that. It was a violation to just ban him off here when he's done nothing wrong on Deathbender's Blaster whatsoever. That is a violation. That's wrong. And you know, maybe he wants to get attention, sure. Maybe he needs help, sure. But let's help him. Let's not hurt him. You know, I think it's going to take a lot for him, if he ever does, to come back to where he was. But he does have a group that he plays with. He has a group of Nerfers he plays with, and they all love him. And they all do. And I've even had some pretty good conversations with them, to be honest with you. I just think he got triggered, man. And I just think we all break down. You guys didn't see me in my early 30s where I broke down and I had to be put in a hospital. And that's why I'm on Social Security right now, is I'm still recovering from that. And I still sleep like 12, 14 hours a day, and I'm not a very functional person. Okay, but you guys didn't see all that stuff. We all saw it with Rob Lear. Okay, but I had the same kind of issues going on. So I have a little bit more sympathy for that than most people. And I will tell you that if someone's being treated unfairly, the best way to handle it is to try your best, even out of your way, to treat them fairly. That's my position on this, and I want you to know that. Alrighty. So we're starting to see some other blasters. We're starting to see the X-Shot Meteor available. $13. Pretty good. It has the bottom loading thing. And I've shown you the video where Justin Jolt reviewed it. It's coming out. It's going on. I also saw the Sentry on my last Nerf inventory report, which, by the way, it's up right now. Go check out my new Nerf inventory report, Copper Hill Road, Santa Clarita. It takes a while for stuff, let's say in the valley, to come over here. And it's finally arriving here. I'm feeling really good about it. It's going to be a really interesting stalking dead. I hope I can make it. I'm not sure if I can. I am like dirt poor. My friend wanted to meet me this weekend, and I didn't even have enough money to get enough gas to get up there and go see him camping up at a lake over by Ojai, over by Santa Barbara. And one of my friend Kyle, one of the guys who got me started in this hobby, and one of the guys I really love. I couldn't even go see him this weekend because I would still need like $20 in gas just to go there, even though he was going to buy a couple of my stripes. And another 18 for parking, plus I got to eat before I get there because I don't eat camp food because I'm, well, you know. And it would have just been a big mess. I just don't have enough money to do that. I still don't even have, I need to get my car smugged, and I gotta get my oil changed, and that's like $100. And I still, you know, next month I'm going to have to figure that out. I'm like 2 months behind getting that done. It's not bad. My finances are that tight. But I saw some really good bargains. I saw the new Fang. I saw new stuff. We see a lot of blasters that are going up in price. Let's say, like the Jupiter. You're paying a higher premium price for an out-of-the-box, higher premium product that NorCal Nerf Club has covered a lot of these and shows that out of the box a lot more accuracy, a lot more power. But if let's say you're a guy who just wants to mod, okay? Yeah. So let's say, you know, you're not interested in 90 feet per second. You're not interested in the stock features. You're not interested in that stuff. And you just want to mod something that has balls. Well, yeah. Kronomag, man. Not only did it list as an A-tier blaster on one of Lord Drax's videos where he evaluated rival blasters, which I think is really cool. Go check that out. I'm covering it later in Owl Ranch, so go check it out. Because I really do agree with this list a lot, okay? But, you know, if you want a mod, I mean, really, it's like, dude. Hi, Windows, how are you today? One of my computers is updating. But at any rate, yeah, man. It's like, you can't go wrong with a Kronos. You can put a stock here, you can do all that stuff. And I'm sure a lot of people are fantasizing about, ooh, make this a sniper, make this like a real sniper. But the internals are just so far up ahead. And I've had several videos about this. My friend Corey Riven had a video about this. Like, actually, one of his most viewed videos is that one, because it was a good argument back that, no, Chris, I think the internals are more farther forward. And he was right, actually. But that just bone plane sucks. But I saw that too. Jupiter, $50. A Quantum, Adventure Force Quantum going for $50. This is a big wake-up call for Hasbro. And let's not forget that one of the big pieces of news that came up, that Hasbro inadvertently bought Death Row Records. Ooh. Ooh. Thanks Nerf Blaster Enthusiast for having this, because I looked everywhere, I couldn't find it. Okay, so Hasbro now owns Death Row Records. And put in mind, this is not the same Death Row that Snoop Doggy Dogg was in. This is not the same Death Row. Of course, I think they do have like the entire Tupac collection. Let's open this up and find out some info. But a lot of people have been giving them shit about this. This has been a week where people have been getting shit and giving shit and everything else. And one of the things is this, is Death Row being hung by Hasbro Toy Company. Well, first off, you're going to buy something controversial, do yourself a really big favor and buy it through a subsidy. Let's say, remember when Walt Disney actually, he bought like the Disneyland in Florida. He bought the land in Disney, Florida. He had companies like Latin Land Development and A4 Development, with AYE4 Development, which was a saying for I4, development and all that stuff, to buy the land for Disney World. Nobody knew who it was for the longest time. It was like Chinatown, Florida. Someone was buying worthless swampland. Tons of it. They thought it may be Howard Hughes. They thought it may be the military. They thought maybe even Disney. Well, one day he came out and he said it. Well, this is what you do. But it was during a $4 billion purchase of Entertainment One. So it's not like they went and bought it, but I still would have done this as another company if I could. Imagine, look at this right here. Look at this E1 right here. Imagine, you got like Tupac and Snoop Dogg and Suge Knight, Yeah, somebody should Photoshop this and do that. As a matter of fact, that's a great homework assignment. Photoshop this picture in this article, and you got it. Put in our bad boys of gangster rap. Vato, you won't believe what I saw. I saw this pack of guys, and they act really horrible. What you? By the way, don't do this to your scope, especially a big B scope. This was John Newham of Caliburn Group. He made it. He put a right angle adapter on his red dot, which is nice when you're talking about something this size, and I'd say even smaller than something this size. But a B style scope is pretty heavy, and you're basically throwing the momentum, the weight, that way. Unless, of course, he's gonna, you want to put one of those on there. Yeah, sure. But this looks really. I don't advise this, especially since your windage and elevation. Why is this windage and what in the fuck? Yeah, Not only that, but his knob is that way. Wait, is knob supposed to be in front? Yeah, I guess it is supposed to be in front of that. Okay, yeah, it is. It is. Your adjustment knobs are in the back, but yeah. It's just not kosher, man. It really isn't. A lonely life where no one understands you, but don't give up because your music do, music do, music do, music do, music do. Do you guys ever wanted to know what music do means? Well, it comes from a song called Twisted Transistor from Korn. It's actually quite a very common phenomenon after speakers went past 50 hertz back in the day. Well, people found out a way to exploit that subwoofer bass in ways that I possibly could not have ever understood. Until, of course, I watched a movie once called Private Parts. Unfortunately, I couldn't get an English version of it, so basically Howard Stern told this chick to turn the treble all the way down, the bass all the way up, and, just take a subwoofer and straddle it right around her happy area. And Robin said, a girl can't get aroused this way. Well, yeah, they can. You ever wonder why people are really big into subwoofers and basses and fast cars? Because it gets girls off. That's right. Why do girls like guys with loud stereos and or fast cars? Well, here you are, right here. And the whole thing with music do is exactly that. What if, for example, this is the concept of music do. Instead of somebody going on the air and speaking on the mic and being dirty on the radio like Howard Stern liked to do, what if instead it was a band that rock and beat, a lot of bass? Let's say a band like Korn. And let's say you had a cool drummer like David Severa who has a big Cheshire Cat tattoo, and you had, you had Feldy and you had Monkey and you had these guys, and, they were just like, and when the music do, and then it's reaching inside you, forever preaching, fuck you too. You scream or whisper, hang on you, twisting transistor. Music do, music do, music do, music do. That's what that song means. I'm not fucking kidding. It means exactly what's going on in this show. Except you're using music to do it. You're getting a girl off by the vibration of bass. I kid you not, I mean, here it is. Hey you, devil's little sister, looking to your twisted transistor. Hold it between your legs, turn it up. The wind is coming through, can't get enough. Alone, live life where no one understands you, but don't give up because your music do. That's what it means. That crazy shit or what? Why did I cover this on the news? I don't know. I just was fascinated by this phenomenon on how much what we drive, what we wear, what we do, what we say is focused on getting a chick fucking off, or getting her attracted to us, or getting attention from the female species, when it should just be what we want to do, how we want to live, and we want to be happy. That's what it should just be, but no! It's this shit right here. And you gotta think about this. Back in the 80s, okay, when Howard Stern was doing this is pretty fucking brave. I don't like Howard Stern all that much. I don't like listening to his radio show that much, but let's put it this way. Pretty goddamn brave. I gotta give him that much. I got admiration for him there. Alright, so, on Thingiverse, the long-awaited sequel to Pigeon has been released. The Pigeon Mark 8. And it has slide action, switchable slide action, non-slide action, and it's a very, very cool new addition to the blaster. It has a battery door kind of compartment here, down here, tack box, yeah. You can even have a tactical rail. I love this blaster myself. I think it's a great blaster. It still has the trigger mag release, which takes some getting used to, but it is handy. And it's beautiful. It's wonderful, yeah. So that's available now. That's really cool. If you want a Pigeon, now's the time. I have a Mach 2 myself. The one that has the rev trigger on the back. Yeah, when they started adding that was cool. Okay, so, Lion Davis of Owl Ranch legend. I think anybody who has watched my show knows who Lion Davis is, or you're either under a rock or you don't really pay attention when I talk. Well, okay. He has got the new Sabar Spectre Armaments bolt action rifle. Yay! That's right. That is right. It's HPA bolt action rifle. It is just absolutely great. It's just bolt action. It doesn't use like your super core, your silver core, or anything like that. But it can hit 150 feet per second at 22 psi. And at high pressure, I'm betting this thing can probably do a lot too. But you know what he has on this? He's got the accessory rails. He's got the pick and rails. This is why I wish that the ADHD had a little bit more accessory rails on it. Yeah, just a little more. But it's the same old red. He loves these big red blasters. Red Baron, the Titan Turion, all that. Red's his color, and he sports it well. So this thing ought to be really cool. One day I think that HPA is gonna get big, and people are gonna do events. For right now, everyone's just playing in parks and stuff. But you know, there are some HPA events, and if you are into HPA, it is nice that sniper isn't so hard to do. Some blasters like mine, well, they're pretty crazy. It's heavy spring loads, everything. You know, my team actually said if I go to Ragnarok Oktoberfest, I ought to have my own table. And I really should have like this big sign saying, "Can you prime this blaster?" And I should put like the bird of prey type AR on there and have a little competition, see who can prime and who can't. I think you get a button or something like, "I can prime Chris Cartaya's blaster, yay!" if you win. But this you don't have to worry about it because it is HPA. It is some cool shit. You know, it's square biz. It's heavy. One of the nice videos I saw this week, one that I really identified and agreed with, was Lord Drax's rival tier list. He basically put all the rival blasters in a tier, and for functionality and everything else. Oh, by the way, yeah, Jupiter's a C. Remember in my video for the Nerf inventory report, I didn't know if it was a C or a D. It's a C. But not only what he puts in tiers, and you may agree or disagree, but why they aren't in the tiers there are. Why is a Kronos, for example, an A tier? Well, because it's usable, it's functional. You can get it up to 170 feet per second. You can mod it to be a goddamn Kronomag and get it banned from Armageddon because it's so fucking fast. Okay? It essentially becomes like a magazine-fed bird of prey is what it becomes. And the Artemis, yeah, I gotta agree. And I noticed that those three blasters, I have all three of those. The Apollo I have because, well, I mod with it. One, that's where I come up with the tubes. It is worthless now. But it was also the first blaster. But everything else I don't have. Like, I've been avoiding. People ask me all the time, "Chris, why are you avoiding a Zeus? Why are you avoiding Helios? Why don't you have this? Why don't you have that? Da, 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 da. Hey, why don't you get a McCree pistol? Why? It sucks balls." And even he even gave it failure. And he's right. And then this double shotgun thing, the Atlas, yeah. Same thing. I felt the same way. It just sucks fucking balls. It's terrible. It's awful. Why bother? You know? So today, I think we're going to bust something up. And I got me an FEJ and a bird of prey type AR. Last I clocked it, it was doing 328 feet per second. So, maybe not as fast as blue. Okay? Blue's fast. Blue is anywhere from 380 to 410. Or, oh no! Oh, it's upside down land! Oh! Is I've got a blue FEJ. See? Blue FEJ. And I'm going to hit this thing with a bird of prey type AR. That's right. If there's anything you want me to bust on the show for you, you can hit me up on Facebook Messenger and I will tell you where to send it. Or even better, if it's really done you some grief, it deserves a Hammer Game show. So, at any rate, I offer you those services. Today we're hitting it with a 320 to 330 foot per second blaster that can hit long ranges, but more importantly, inflicts damage on thy innocent bottle. Gotta put up. Wow. Well, you saw it bounce back, but it didn't bust it. Alright, buddy. You're toast. You're toast. When bird of prey isn't even that powerful enough to bust up one of these bottles, we've all seen this thing bust up a bottle before. Put in mind, that thing shoots about 220, 230 flat. Okay? Very powerful blaster. But not quite as much as an 8 joule bird of prey. I'm sorry, an 8 joule Big Blue. Alpha and Omega. Long live the new flesh. Yeah, that's power. That's power, my friends. You can see the difference there, and the dart is still embedded inside. So it went through the pills. It actually busted up a few on the way in. Yeah, these old lithium pills that I have to turn into the recycler, actually, because they are actually outdated. Yeah, look at that. Well, anyway, back to the news, shall we? It shows you how much more powerful this thing is than that. And we've all seen the bird of prey just do monster ranges and power. You can only imagine if I could take this out on the field, which I don't, how much more powerful this thing would be. I mean, you're talking, I'm buying another 20, 30 feet of headroom with this thing. I kid you not. I kid you not. So one of my colleagues over at Nerf Club, he did some Venture Force and X-Shot pistols. He did some mods on them, and basically showed us how to do it for a Reflex 6 and an X-Shot pistol. Showed us how to mod these. He uses a K25, which in actuality, you can see how small the K25 has to be. It has to be really small. He's got a lot of good videos, a lot of good content, especially when it comes to the rifle stuff and this, that, and stuff that's a little bit less balls to walls power and a little bit more practical. Okay, he's got very good content. Unfortunately, you guys see what I'm talking about here. This is why I don't like X-Shot pistols. It's not that they're not good pistols. They are great pistols. Especially the revolvers. I would rather have an X-Shot pistol than a Nerf Alpha or even a Disruptor or a Strong Arm. That's no shit. The only other Nerf blasters I would have that are revolvers, quite possibly other than those, would be, of course, either a Cyclone Shock or a Hammer Shot or a Sweet Revenge. Because, well, let's face it, a Sweet Revenge has the... Where did I put it, by the way? Okay, well, whatever. A Sweet Revenge has, of course, that pivoting hammer that makes things so cool. And, you know, it has to use a Hammer Shot spring. The Hammer Shot spring goes about 9 kilograms. It's pretty good. And they make metal parts for the Hammer Shot. I think possibly the Sweet Revenge, but find out first. I know for Hammer Shot for sure. I'm not sure if it's compatible with Sweet Revenge. I do like the straightforwardness of how these screw on and screw together. And I've done a video on modding them, yes, but it just seems that because of this lack of close space, and you have maybe this much close space, where on a Fire Strike I have about that much close space, that doesn't look like much of a difference, but when you start adding up coils, it's a huge difference. Bird of Prey has about that much. Okay, it's about 1 1/3. This one has about that much too. And it makes it so I could put more coils and thicker coils in the blaster, and thus get more power. X-Shots seem to be grounded to that 90, maybe 100 foot per second level of performance, which is kind of sad, really. I kind of wish, I know I'm a bad boy, aren't I? I kind of wish that, I mean, you're limited by the trigger catch being right there and everything right there. I kind of wish that it had a little bit more clearance for springs. But with revolvers, you have so much stuff that can get in the way, and so much of your things that can do that. That, you know. Oh, by the way, these blue darts, I fired them at Bird of Prey once. Oh my gosh. Fast! Very fast. Okay, let's see what kind of speed he gets here. Okay, but as you can see, for a go-to stock war or modded stock war, look at the kind of power he can get. Let's see. There it is. 122 feet per second. So pretty good. But it's not 200 feet per second. It's not super powerful, you know. But for a modded stock war, like ones that have pigeons or HVZs or stuff, perfect. Perfect. You know, this is like perfect for that realm of modding. But of course, I like stuff that can do... kind of power. So I'm going to end this with a rant holding an X-Shot pistol in my hands. This is one that you actually have to manually turn and fire, but it's pretty good. I mean, it's cool and all. Let's see here. Why go with the fake Kronomag look? Why? It's stupid. Why is it stupid? Well, first off, anybody with a real Kronomag knows that your magazine starts about here. It does not start back here. It starts here. Why? Because this is where your plunger tube ends. And it's the same problem you're going to have with the Jupiter, because your plunger tube ends way up there. There's no way to move back that magazine. Same problem. And they move the magazine back here. So you're gonna glue a big clunky or attach or screw or whatever the fuck, a big clunky piece that makes it look like AK. Why? Okay, the magazine's not in the right place, and on top of that, it looks completely and totally bogus. I mean, guys like me, and then of course this is a magazine with not one slot. People complain about one slot. They never complained about it with a Pac D mag, but they do on the Katana. It's something to bitch about. You know, I never malfunctioned a Katana mag in my life, but people manage to do it. I don't know how. But you have two slots. It makes it look like, yeah. But that doesn't matter anyway. Those aren't even real darts. It's plastic. So you're not gonna fool. It's like that guy who has the Toyota MR2 and he has like the Ferrari 355 like accessory kit on it to make it look like a Ferrari. Well, first off, just like you're not going to make anybody at Ferrari Club admire you because you have a lost 355 that looks like a Toyota MR2, which it actually is, you're not going to impress anybody who made a Kronomag. And I should know. I invented the Kronomag. I should know. Right. And number two, it's just heavy, bulky. You can't holster it as easy. So if I have these on my shoulder holsters, these seem to be sticking out. And this scope, I couldn't even holster it with that scope. So why bother? But I will say what I do like. I like this front nozzle here. That's nice. I like this front sight here because the front sights on these are a bit low. They can use to be a little better. But let's face it. You're not gonna fool anybody that this is a Kronomag. You're not. And it may look cool, like something out of some video game bullshit thing, which I hate people who mod stuff just to look like stuff out of video games. But it doesn't fool anybody. It fools nobody at all. With that, this was Season 2, Episode 33 of Nerf News Mail Ranch. I need to shoot something now. And the reason I need to shoot something is, well... What shall we shoot? Shall we shoot my schematics for my tube amplifier? No. Shall we shoot my ankle waist? No. What shall we shoot? Oh, the lottery ticket that lost last week. Yes. Because of you, I do not have my house in Newport Beach. Goodbye! So don't you go changing.